Hello, this is Bob Rutledge, and I'm going to show you the anatomy of a great review. Great Google reviews are the key to getting your customer to have confidence in you and purchase from you instead of your competitors. In my opinion, it probably will help you get more money for your job if you have great reviews. If your products have great reviews, um, it just instills confidence in your services, and people will pay for that, pay extra for that. You don't have to be the cheapest. In this, what I'm going to do now is kind of minimize myself here. Let's get rid of that window back there. And I came across this lady's reviews. I hope she's for real. These are so perfect. For the life of me, I think that somebody may have written them for her, or she is a professional that drives around and does professional reviews, because you just can't ask for any better. The length of the review, the things that she mentions in the review are just outstanding. And then to cap it off at the bottom, she takes photographs. I tend to believe that this woman has made these two reviews because I look at the brickwork in the photograph on one product that she's reviewed, and I looked at the brickwork on another, and I believe they were both the same. So I have that alone gives me confidence that this is done by the same person, but nevertheless, they were just perfect. And let me give you an example. And none of these companies are my customers. Wish they were. It'd sure make my life easier. Here, Miss Tawana Tanner, I believe is the way you pronounce her name. We chose Mascot Mechanical to replace our 19-year-old air conditioner and furnace upstairs. Well, first of all, I'd have gotten rid of it sooner, but nevertheless, we chose Mascot after surfing through many quotes, large and small companies, best and simplest pricing, verbal and written communications. And here it names people by name. Thanks to Chris Gage, the most important, most competent, clean, polite, professional crew. We know that our system is only as good as its installation. Now, to me, if that doesn't sound like an air conditioning guy writing that, I don't know what. Talking about quotes now, this person lists different brand names here. I just cannot help but believe somebody wrote this for. I've got to figure out what they're doing here. Our initial queries included quotes included Dakin, Lennox, and Rheem. After being tempted by the aggressive pricing of the Dakin, they decided to go with the Lennox. They chose the Elite SXC20 with a XC16 with a they narrowed it down to two systems. Okay, I see what they did. Talked about pricing here. The pricing for these systems were steep, and the price differences between the companies varied from $2,000 to $5,000. Lennox rebates are available for certain systems. I'd never heard of Encore Energy, but that begs the point that when you're working with your search engine marketing company and you don't tell them about rebates that are available, and if you are a heating and air guy and you don't tell your company about, you don't tell your marketing people about rebates from the manufacturer or energy rebates from the local heating electrical provider, you're just making your own marketing more difficult. I live in South Alabama. How would I know, unless I did a lot of research, what kind of energy rebates the local utility was offering for my clients back in Texas? Anyway, for an additional fee, they also modified a few ducts to optimize the airflow to our son's room. That happens a lot. Chris returned a week later to make a few adjustments to our liking. Chris also fixed existing issue for an incorrect drain route. Chris made sure our new system worked flawlessly with our slick new S30 thermostat. Now, they mentioned that phrase twice, so that's another thing that kind of, they used the word slick new S30 thermostat twice in this thing. Talk about upgrading from SEER to a variable speed. I mean, this sounds like a sales letter to me, to be quite frank with you. In August, and who sets down and measures this honestly? In August, our kilowatt hour usage for the same month last year decreased almost 40%. Although our kilowatt hours usage decreased, our thermostat settings were the same or lower. We decided to go with the XC20. We're so glad we decided to go with XC20. When it's time to change our downstairs system, we'll definitely call Mascot. I mean, unbelievable. I hope I even liked it. If not, I'm liking it again. All right. So now, then she took and posted pictures with the review. This is something that you got to get your customers to do for you. Again, this woman has written 2 great reviews, so it really makes me suspicious. I wish people would write great reviews all the time, even when they love a product. The sad thing about it is they will write a bad review and try to destroy your business if you've done anything wrong. It could have even been a good overall performance, but anything wrong, and they try to put you out of business. There is no 3 and 4, 2, 3, and 4 reviews. Everything I'm seeing nowadays is 1 and 5s, and they would give a 0 if they could get away with it. So now let's scroll down to the fencing review. Again, these people are not my clients. I have no connection with Tawana Tanner. I just think these are awesome reviews. And if you could show this to your customer, maybe write out what you want them to say and let them. But see, I don't see how a fence contractor and a heating and air contractor could have gotten together and both written such beautiful reviews. But anyway, she gave him a 5-star review as well. Names the company she dealt with in the review. Now, here's the part that really sends me off. The fence was built 2 years ago. Somebody either she is just a very conscientious person, or somebody has reached out to her and asked her to go back and review a fence that was installed 2 years ago. And if I scroll down here, you'll see that, again, the brickwork on the house was very similar. There was a little bit of brickwork in that one picture. Let me get on down here right there. So I'm assuming this is her house right here, and that is the same brickwork. And by the way, it is a beautiful fence. They don't build them like that up here down over here in Alabama. I'm going to have to kick this area up a little bit here and get them to start doing some better fencing. Anyway, let's take a look at the review itself. It names the company. Talks about how the fence was done almost 2 years ago. Why they selected Blackwell Fencing, uses their name again. It's just too perfect. Received quotes from many different companies, conclude Blackwell had the best turnkey product at a fair price. Their reviews were excellent despite having fewer reviews. See, they're pre-selling you on this. This company still doesn't have a lot of reviews, but they're pre-selling you on going with the company that doesn't have dozens and dozens of reviews. Go with the one that has 5 or 6, but they are excellent. We recommend the owner, and it names them. Megan was always responsive and promptly relayed so it talks about communication, because that is one of the most disappointing problems about dealing with a contractor at any time. Our dilapidated fence was original with the house. So it talks about they wanted quality replacements, Blackwell delivered. You cannot tell me this was not written professionally. They showed up on time, scheduled. So it mentions scheduling and showing up on time. The owner personally addressed many issues, albeit small. Crew worked hard and fast with precision, cleaned up the area. So that's one of the big deals whenever you have anything done. You could tell they were skilled at their craft according to the complexity, to the capacity of the crew, to random laborers. I really appreciate the concern as the workers' territory does not encompass the entire Metroplex. Let me read that again. I really appreciated his concern for his workers. Wow. I mean, the guy should win a sainthood. Our fence is 8 foot tall, #1 cedar, board on board, and closed poles. Now, I do like that part. I'd never seen that until I saw her pictures. Due to our neighbor's shared side, of course, we had to pay extra for those. See, they're upselling. They're using a review to upsell. People do read these things, and they are convincing homeowners to go ahead and pay the extra money, that it's worth it. You'll make your neighbors happy. Anyway, we didn't have to haggle with any details because their pricing is all inclusive with 2 gates, which are beautiful, have beautiful iron inserts. They even installed a doggy window. I saw the pictures of that. With an iron insert, top of the fence was capped nicely, craftsmanship, withstood 2 years of storms. Gary referred us to a stain company. Evidently, these folks hired out to come back and stain it with a different company some weeks later. I have read reviews where people were mad about that, but you really do need to let your fence cure for a while before you stain it. At least that's been my limited experience. But a beautiful fence. Look at these pictures. They're worth $1 million. And I have already liked it. Now, this person didn't like where they ate lunch. So let's take a look at that. That was done a month ago. When was this review done? A month ago. Getting a little suspicious here now. A month ago. Anyway, it still doesn't negate what you should shoot for as an owner to get a review. Write something out for them. Write 5 or 8 paragraphs out. Your names, your crew's names, things you'd like to see mentioned in your review, and leave it to them and ask them to take photographs. You're not supposed to give any financial incentives. Wink, wink. But people do it all the time. Offer some kind of gift card. Offer. I've got some special things that we do that don't involve offering a financial incentive to the client that motivates them to do it. I'm not going to throw that little trade secret out, but put your mind to it. You can come up with something. I hope this helps. I hope this helps consumers. I hope this helps you contractors. You need to spend some time on this. You can be the best heating and air plumber, electrician, whatever in your community. But if people don't leave reviews to reflect that, it's not going to help you. You spend a lot of money on pay-per-click advertising. You spend a lot of money on other things to get people to give you a look over, and then they walk away. They don't trust you for whatever reason, and reviews are one of them. But how could the average person not trust these reviews? I know how to look at a review. The more that now that I've said this out loud, I'm convinced that this Tawana Turner doesn't exist. They've just set this account up and done some things to get reviews, but it is what it is. But it's still a great tool, a measuring stick for the perfect review, the perfect Google review. I hope this has been helpful. And if you need help with your reviews, if you need help with your Google My